There are different paths to reach the same level of happiness and liberation. Live life freely. Start with chapter 2 of Bhagavad Gita, where Lord Krishna explains Arjuna about paths of yoga, one being Gyan Yoga, Dehinosman yatha dehe komaram yovanam jara tatha dehantar prapti dhiras tatmamohiyate. This life is a journey where you will go through the stages of youth, middle age, old age, and then pass from this body to another form, just like we discard our old clothes and adopt new clothes. Vasansi जीर्णानि यथा विहाय नवानि घ्नाति नरोपराणि तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णानि अन्यानि संयाति नवानि देहि. That's one path of yoga. Then there is karma yoga. So in Gyan yoga, we think that everything is we, no matter what we do, we still have to go through youth, middle age, old age, we still have to die. So then it's all pre-decided that these stages of the life have to be completed. And while we are cruising through these stages, there will be different situations which will come. There will be achievements, there will be setbacks in the journey. And you have to look at everything as temporary because my existence itself is temporary, so my problems cannot be anything else. Everything is temporary. So with that, you live life thinking you are temporary, situations are temporary, and you just enjoy this journey like a traveler. Now, Karma Yoga is slightly different. In Karma Yoga, we say that uh, the belief is that body has been given to me. I can utilize my body to create some intrinsic value from my actions. So there is a focus on actions that yes, every time I'm working all the time. If I'm thinking I'm sleeping, still I'm dreaming. If I'm sitting, I'm still breathing and I'm still thinking. So all the time we are doing something or other. So how to use time effectively to ensure that every time you produce intrinsic value, and then life is action oriented, not outcome oriented. So it doesn't matter for a farmer how much is the weight of the crop. It is just the process that he has to produce the crop every year, same thing. Sometimes outcome can be very rich, sometimes outcome can be impacted by environmental conditions. So this is how life is. In any, even if you are work in a company, if you do anything, you're a student, you prepare, you take exams. There are times you get perfect scores, there are times you not get perfect scores. So that's how life is. So out, outcome orientation path is path of setbacks, but action oriented path is just selflessly work toward actions and ensure that each action produces intrinsic value. So that is karma yoga. Yogastha kuru karmani sangam tattva dhananjaya siddha asiddha samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate. So whether it is success or failure, the performer keeps performing with equanimity. So that's karma yoga. Then there is a bhakti yoga also. And bhakti yoga Bhutanam Metta Karuna Yoja Nirmamo Niranga Samdukha Sukham Santushtam Satatam Yogi Yadatma Dharanishya Mayarpita Mano Bhuti Yo Madhukta Samepriya. So one who is not having enmity with anybody, Adveshta Sabhutanam, Maitra Karuna Evacha. So his friend, he is kind, Nirmamo Nirhankara, no element of ego, Samdukha Sukha Shami. He's balanced in pleasure and pain, and he's forgiving in nature. That is the type of devotion Bhagavad Gita talks about. Sometimes we mix devotion with ritualistic practice and spirituality, spiritualistic devotion. So devotion which is spiritual is far more superior to devotion which is ritualistic. And when we talk about a spiritualistic devotion, it is the qualities that a devotee should expect, exhibit. So this is a path of devotional yoga. So we spoke about jnana yoga, we spoke about karma yoga, we spoke about bhakti yoga. There is a another yoga which is uh, Ashtanga yoga, which is basically a scientific way to proceed the life with yam, niyam, asan, pranayam, pratyahar, dhyan, samadhi, pratyahar, dharan, dhyan, samadhi. So now this is a science of yoga where there is 8 stages. You uh, do yamas, ahimsa, satyam, astem, brahmacharya, aparigraham. So these are yamas. Niyamas, shauch, tapah, santosha, swadhyaya, ishwar, pranidham. These two. These are foundation blocks: non-violence, non-stealing, telling truthful, and non-possessiveness, external, internally pure, do austerities, be contented with every state of life, right? Keep learning about yourself, swadhyaya, and surrender to God, surrender to the superpower, respecting that there is a scheme of forces which always work on uh, giving us different set of experience in life. So that is with postures. Then you vitalize your breathe with breathing techniques. We practiced just some time back, and then there are different stages of meditation. So you go through pratyahar, dharan, dhyan, samadhi. Pratyahar is where stage where you try to focus, but your mind gets derailed. After a few minutes, you start with thinking about Lord Shiva, and then suddenly your mind always goes with the references. So there is a movie named Shiva. Then you talk about the actors in the movie. Then you get into what media covered this actor, and then it just keep linking the thoughts, and then thought get derailed. So that's sort of a pratyahar. Dharan is like uh, you are sort of doing parallel things. You watch cricket match and you are still talking to your friend, right? So dharan is ability to sort of do both the things. Dhyan is where you are consumed with the object of your meditation. You are deeply there, but your senses are still working. You are still responding to smell. Something crawls on your skin. Something you smell. So all that, something you hear, that is dhyan. And samadhi is the stage where you are so much immersed in the meditation that you forget about anything, even uh, ants crawl on your body or a snake crawl on your body, you are still not perturbed, because you are so deep in your meditation that your senses, you have controlled it completely. You do not hear, you do not smell, you do not feel. So that's meditation. So this is like Ashtanga yoga. So there are different forms of yoga which dhyanina atmani pashyanti kechid atmana atmana. So some people do meditation, some people do self learning, and chapter 12th of Bhagavad Gita also says, Shrehohi Jnana Abhyasam Jnana Dhyana Mishishya Dhyanat Karma Phala Tyaga Tyaga Shanti Anantaram. So all these paths are very easy, but among them, some are easier than others. So same thing Arjuna asks in chapter 5th also, and Lord Krishna says that because it is easier to practice karma yoga for a common man to keep himself engaged in selfless activities, and, uh, without motives, but selflessly contributing towards some good cause as contribution towards actions which produce intrinsic values. So that's in a nutshell. And to conclude the thoughts here, when we all live in advanced IT world, you would have seen a lot of people when they make big computer systems, any big application. There are different design patterns they use. This is the design how I'm going to build up my software to address this particular requirement, be it your banking application, be it your retail site or anything else, right? So you go through a broad design which will ensure that your design is solid to address all the challenges. It is resilient, it scales, it meets all your requirements. So is important in life. We have to have that design, which is the path of yoga, which ensures that with resilience, we are able to manage all challenging situations in life, and the system keeps performing at the same level without any drop in performance. Right? That's what we do in software world. Same thing in life also. If we start thinking around those thoughts, that let's identify a pattern, design pattern for life, which is one of the paths of yoga, and then continue practicing that path so seriously that the path you follow will ensure that you manage different situations without impacting your performance, in this case, your own happiness, which is always elevated.